Hey Roosters, it's Rock. Coming to you with a VoD review. Back from vacation. Sorry it took so long, but we're here. Let's take a look. So it looks like we are on Dragonshire, and we'll be following around Sodium since he's taking, and looking at your game here versus CCS Spiders from April 20th. So first thing, as always, is you want to be looking at. Okay, you guys are all over the place this time. Oh no, you're fine. Just Sugar's. I forgot Sugar's not taking anymore. Okay, so not all over the place. Okay, so as always, you want to always identify when you start what is your win condition, what are you good at, what are you bad at, and how exactly do you plan to win the game. So just starting off, you should be looking at who has better wave clear and rotational priority. So you guys have a mixture. So Joe is a wall tank. We'll just start there. So if Joe being a wall tank, Joe is going to do her best to control vision with her body. Dragonshire is a heavy rotational map and is all about controlling the triangle, because if you control the triangle above you, you'll be able to know where to go mid, where to go bot, who has the objective, who doesn't have the objective, and where rotations are going to happen. So right now they have superior vision control just because they have Lunara. Lunara will make sure that that triangle is always safe or not safe. So unfortunately, it's going to make it difficult for you guys to find rotational kills. But it doesn't mean that you can't necessarily win. It just means that when you do your rotations, they have to be purposeful and committed, because they might spot what you're doing and then make it not useful. So the second thing to note is that they are a pick comp, right? Oh my gosh, you saved Dr. J. Well done, Cranky. So when I say they are a pick comp, their goal as a comp is they're going to just essentially look for that variant taunt over and over again in rotational kills. And if they get the kill, they are able to enjoy life. If they don't get the kill, they can't do anything. So if their kill comp is solely based on single target picks and kills, we want to do our best to either negate them getting value out of single target pick kills. We don't want to give them single target pick kills, and so we take full 5-on-5 fights. Or we want to be macroing so hard that if they get a pick, that's fine, we're taking your building. Right? Like effectively trading up a pick for a building or something like that. So with the way that this is started, Varian is effectively a real boy in online now, and so you're going to have to find a way to take care of camps and control things. I've seen Dahaka in 2 places now that I didn't expect him to be, so I'll let it keep rolling for now. But, like, Dahaka dug bottom once for a fight, which is fine. You guys could have called that potential fight or thing that's going on there. But you've got Joe holding 3 people bottom right now. Okay, as I said, like, Dahaka really needs to reclaim top, so I'm glad that that's been done. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, so now that we've got... So right now, we are behind on XP. Not the biggest deal in the world. It's literally like half a wave. We catch bottom or we catch top, we'll be fine. The question is what do you guys do till 10? Because once you hit 10, you guys are going to wreck things, right? Because you're going to have Blessed Shield wombo combos to where you can blow things up, whether it's Blessed Shield and Ring, Blessed Shield and Water Elemental. You guys blow stuff up at 10. Until then, you guys don't have kill pressure. And it's not that like, oh, you guys drafted poorly or anything. No, it's just Joe does not engage. Joe is a wall. If someone wants to stand at the wall, sure, Joe is going to be able to condemn them, hit them, whatever. So, but right now, where is your advantage? Where are you winning and where are you losing? Right? Your advantage because of what you've drafted is in your global and Dahaka. Dahaka is going to make it to where you can force fights to your advantage. So you want to be making sure that your middle wave is as cleared as frequently as possible, so that way Dahaka, when he can help you guys win the bottom point or this bottom camp. If you're drafting Dahaka on this map, you guys are hard fighting for bottom, right? So getting this camp is huge, because then now they have to answer, which means that you guys hopefully will be rotating down to bottom to take this shrine and maybe make a dragon play, or take this shrine and play for bottom camp. And then when they overcommit to you bottom camp, Dahaka digs in, and you guys have your 5-on-4 or 5-on-3, and that's what you're looking to do. Pre-10, that is your win condition right now. Jimmy went stacking, which isn't bad, but it's just one of those things where if you're going to go stacking, Jimmy needs to hit people. So Jimmy needs to be wherever the people are. And right now, we don't know where anyone is, right? That's part of the problem with having a Joe tank. Not that Joe is bad, just Joe doesn't control vision outside of flashlights or her body. So let's see what you guys do. Okay, we saw. This is a dangerous rotation. Hopefully Cranky doesn't die for it. But we finally saw them. They're bottom. Cranky doesn't die. You guys put counter pressure on that. Okay. Alright, it's working out as planned. So once again, we don't have an engage, but as soon as we have cooldowns, right, Jaina used Blizzard, so you want to make sure Jaina's Blizzard's up, but I don't see why you can't, put some pressure on this Varian if he's going to stand in the wave, or on this Brightwing if they're going to stand in the wave. Okay, you guys just split your decision-making, though. Are we looking for the camp? Or are we looking for the fight? Right? We just need to communicate what we want to do, because we're positioning very differently. I don't know if when Sodium stepped up, he got vision of Lunara, or if Lunara just came middle. But definitely, you guys have numbers up bottom here on whatever decision you want to do. Just you need to do it together. So does this pan out badly for you? No? Okay, you blew your D here. Now that's a problem. We'll see what happens. They spotted you here, so they now know. Here comes Varian. Whereas Dahaka dig has to happen as soon as you guys are committing to this. I see it's coming. Dahaka, oh no. Dahaka dug to the wrong bush. I don't know if you mini-map clicked that one on accident, but everybody dies. Like, maybe you guys get the camp, but everybody dies now. It was a good attempt. Yeah, okay. So number 1, you guys were split there. Okay? Number 2, as soon as you know you want this bottom camp, right? Like if we back up here, we're going to cheat and use everyone vision. Okay. Before the Varian shows, one of them... I'm sorry, we'll go back to our vision, so I won't cheat. Okay. So we see Varian and we see Brightwing, right? Okay. Right there. I thought I saw it. Brightwing showed. As soon as you know that they are looking at you to contest, Dahaka needs to be... You need to be yelling at Dahaka. Dig, 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 dig. Because Brightwing's not going to sit here if they're not actually looking to invade on you. And then you get it even further is because Varian shows. Yeah, Dahaka just dug to the wrong bush. I think if Dahaka digs here, we're here, you guys win this fight. Because if Dahaka comes here, look where they are. Right? Dahaka's going to cause such a panic that he can put enough pressure by himself on this backline. Then the second question to the team, which I think stems from what I mentioned here earlier about Joe being up here. Joe is a wall, so Joe can only hold a wall. If Joe is not able to hold your point, right? Because ideally, your ideal situation is Joe's on the point, Cranky's over here, away from all danger, putting that fancy beam on somebody so no one gets hurt, and then everyone else is fighting, like, around the point or whatever. But right now, we have 2 of our squishiest people on the point, Cranky stuck in the middle, and Joe coming behind trying to hold the Varian. Right? It's just a recipe for disaster. And so, sure, we get the camp, but it's probably not worth the 3 people, only 2. The 2 people. And then we're going to lose a whole wave of XP because we dug down here and got nothing out of it. So, That's unfortunate. So, oh, and then we didn't get stop the dragon. I thought the hawk had to stop there. Okay, so early dragon's not the end of the world, but I think just at the onset when you go into draft, you have to be able to execute on what's important. And for your particular team comp, you don't have a lot of great tools pre-10, right? Like if you look at their comp turns online at 4. They want to rotate and kill. And so since we don't have a lot pre-10, we still need to get Jaina stacks and Rainer stacks. So we can't just like, hide in lanes. Like that's one thing you can do. If you know they want to pick, you just control the vision. And it's like if you were controlling this triangle, right? And Varian and squad run up, da 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 da. You see them, you go run away, run away, run away, and then everyone's safe. And so Varian and them wasted their time coming up to here, and then they don't gank anyone. And then, you have vision control from middle, and you get to see because they just cleared the wave. Then you have vision control, and you see them running up here, and you go top lane, run away, and then Varian runs up, da 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 da, and there's nothing to gank. Right? So like you can control vision is one of the ways to help defeat a pick comp. But if we're going to draft our tools and then not use them correctly, that's going to be painful too. So we'll see what we can do. Like I said, early dragon's not the end of the world. They only got like half a wall here. I don't think they... Oh, they got the bottom wall too. Okay. Even Steven, not bad. Oops, I'm cheating still and have everyone vision on. Okay, so Joe controlling the triangle. That's dangerous, Sodium. Even if you could get there, that's dangerous. Okay, so we're answering their camp. 10s versus 9s, that's right. They have a talent tier, so we really shouldn't try and fight. And well, you just overextended there, Cranky? Because you shouldn't be dying there. Slow down just a little bit. Yeah, you're going for stacks on your thing or whatever. This is just too far forward. That's unfortunate. But that's their win condition, right? Is just pick. So just playing a little safer. Everyone makes mistakes. Oh. Alright, we finally hit our 10s. So Blessed Shield. I don't like this Hyperion usage, Iggy. They're not like the wave's already cleared. This is not putting any pressure or anything away. Yeah, I think that was a little wasteful. But I understand trying to defend. Okay. Okay, someone's helping Jaina. I was gonna say, I'm like, so Jaina's doing camp, which is fine. Jaina can be the camper. Jaina's not the camping build at the moment. Which again, you don't have to have a camping build to be the camper. But this is the hardest camp for Jaina to do because it has spell armor. So this is one of those ones where like Jaina's gonna need help doing the camp. Whoever it is, it doesn't matter. But Jaina can't solo this camp, and so Cranky's there to help. That's fine. And then I personally would have had Jimmy and Jaina switch, just because Jimmy can tank and solo the camp, and if you're getting healed anyway, Jimmy's gonna clear the camp just fine, right? I mean, and then Jaina can safely clear this wave, whereas Jimmy can't help clear the wave, right? Like Jaina drops the blizzard right here. And then Sodium groups them up into the blizzard, right? Like, you don't necessarily need the additional wave clear, but just in general, if I had to pick someone to be down here getting stacks and being safe, it's probably that way. I'm glad that Jimmy did leave to catch and meet the what's-her-face? The Luna. Okay, you have no D. You should not be charging this. You just blew your D. You have no survivability tools. There's no medic here. There's no survivability. There's no heals or things coming for you. Like, I see what you see. You're like, they're overextended. Shield, 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 shield. Let's get these kills. They're overextended. They're split. You've got the bloodthirst in your eyes. Where's your DPS? Right? We've got... No one's in range. Okay, we're here. Now let's do it. Snap it. Snap kill. Oh, okay, you live at least. Okay, there we go. We're going to get one. Okay, there you go. Like I said, that's the idea, is once we have Blessed Shield, every 60 seconds we want to be looking for a wombo combo fight of some sort. Water Elemental's fine. I don't know if I personally would have went Water Elemental this game. That's okay. Alright. You're doing the camp. Good, good, good. Jaina just helped clean up some soak. That's fine. Dahaka found friends. You should be able to get this bottom camp this time. Get the camp first. Don't show. There you go. Well done. Oh, I was so close. You guys did the right thing. I'm glad nobody showed there. That's actually really well thought of. Good job. Okay. Oh, you forgot. No! We didn't finish the thing, and now we're chasing without our team. Okay, we still get the pony. We still get her. We still get her. But just be aware. Oh, and now we left the building to die. Okay, we're invading. Okay. We definitely having some miscommunication here, but that's okay. That's part of growing and understanding as a team. What's the call? What do we do? We got a kill, so I can tell the call was, let's go do something with this kill. Let's get something. Okay, it's hard to get something when you're behind on the map. Okay, so we just barely missed our kill down here. If this was capped, right, just pretend this is capped. All four of you can now run and kill this Gib instantly, and you may not even need Blessed Shield because of how overextended this Lunara is, if all four of you are together. Right? But we're staggered. And so since we're staggered, now we need the Blessed Shield to get the kill. Okay. Dr. J overuses abilities. To me, this is overkill. We've blown all of our buttons on a pony that was like 1% health. Now we have no abilities for this wave, versus if we rotated together, we could say, Jay, clear the wave, let's invade, or whatever it may be, right? Like, we need to make a call, and there's 3 things on the map that are important to do, right? Number 1, dragon. Do we want dragon, yes or no? Right? Dahaka's on top, so if we had timed this better, right, like if we capped this the first time and killed this the first time, maybe this is a dragon play. And then Dahaka said, right, like, we could dragon right here. But we mistimed it. So, okay. So now that we're here, it sounds like someone called for this, and then another said, no, let's go take their camp, because we're up players. And so, being aggressive is fine. Right? I have no problem with doing aggressive things. I was going to say, I'm like, but we need to make sure we're watching the right areas. Like, someone has to cover this flank, too. Looks like we're safe. They didn't engage. We kind of blew Water Elemental, though. Yeah. So does it reset tempo? What does this do? So, from the dead Lunara, we got a camp, and now they're going to get dragon, because we didn't have control of the map. Yep, camp was bad. So, we needed to control the map. Which is what my first thought was. So like I said, you do the best thing that you can do with the least amount of time that you have. Yes, this is the most aggressive thing that you can do. But a camp only gives so much XP, and they're already here answering it. Right? So then once you took the camp, what did you do with it? You took the camp, and then you went and took your own camp. Right? We still never, like, cleared up our lanes or helped our Dahaka. So we pretty much gave up all of our point control to take 2 camps. Like, we have to be holding one of the 3 things, right? You either need to control map. Sorry. You either need to control the map, meaning you have control of the middle, the top, or the bottom. Or we need to have control of the point. Right? I guess that's the same thing. Sorry. We either need to have control of the middle, so we have the dragon, or control of one of the points. You don't have to have control of all 3. You just need to have control of one of the 3. And we gave up all 3 to chase camps. And then, oh my gosh, you lived. So, dragon's here. This building's pretty much dead. Oh, wow. Hold on. Let's break this down. I don't know how they didn't get that building. Oh, because Dragon didn't fire breathe on it. He's sitting there fighting other stuff. Okay. Alright, cool. So we're going to get a chance to take a fight. Okay. Blessed Shield missed. That's what I thought I saw. Okay. The fight stops. Right? Like, feel free, Sodium, to not force off a Dragon explosion. Like, they're seriously RNG. Like, because you get knocked back, the enemies get pushed back, your teammates get knocked back trying to follow up, but I would not initiate off of a dragon unless you've got a positional, right? Like, not from left to right, but like you've got a cut off. Because now that we miss shield, we don't have a fight anymore. Oh my gosh, they're burst off a taunt. Well, we lived. We survived the taunt. And Blaze is here. How is Blaze here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Dahaka's covering and like trying to keep all this soak, but there's no way that Sugarman isn't communicated Blaze is missing. Like, this should not be a 5v4, right? Like, we're the ones supposed to be engaging on 5v4s. We have the global. So you're just dead. Oh my gosh. Wow, okay, they got the building instead. They didn't focus you. I'm like, that was a beautiful stun. I guess they just didn't want you. They wanted the building. Okay. Well, we're still in this. Like I said, nothing too crazy. Just we need to make sure we execute our win condition. So either fighting as 5. That's a great tongue. Well done. Either taking 5-on-5 team fights or exploiting 5 versus 4s with our global. Okay, we got a kill. What do we do? So we need to reset the map, right? Because we're behind. Okay, I'm glad someone is soaking here. It doesn't have to always be Joe, but Joe is one of the best soakers, so this is fine. We're clearing the wave. We're taking a camp. We're resetting the map. We're putting pressure on the map. Once we have this covered and this covered, right, we have the opportunity to quickly clear mid if we need to, and then we can try and force something top with a 5v4, or we can try and split them up and get an advantage. But right now, we're just behind on everything. So it's going to be a slow comeback here because we don't have large amounts of pick potential outside of the Joe shield, right? So Joe shields up. I actually would love Dahaka to come bottom and the 4-man to come top, right? Even if you don't like take here, but just knock down something, create pressure, force them to answer you because the pick comp wants to fight isolated fights. Like, we have nothing to fight down here for. So if you guys swap, that would be excellent. Okay, so they're going to force the issue, so everyone has to come top. Okay. When you Blessed Shield, who is the target that you want? This is a tough one. I think the answer is Brightwing. But that's probably going to be the hardest person for you to reach. Either Brightwing or Orphea. As I say, who's anchoring down here? Dahaka kills Orphea. Bunker's down. It's a great tongue. Oh, so close. That should be a kill. Tongue. Nope, polymorph happens. Okay. That was chaotic as heck. I'm not going to go over that. But we won. Okay, so now we need to take our advantage. Okay. Right now, Dahaka digs bottom. Right, digs up. Yeah, Dahaka digs bottom. We force a dragon. Do what is huge. They were just showing here. He digs bottom, he gets the shrine, and he waddles away. We take top, and then they have to choose, right? If they let this camp continue to push, it's going to put pressure here. Sure, it's not the end of the world, but it's going to put pressure. So the only thing that's safe for them to do right now is to get this camp. So if Dahaka digs down here and takes this, the rest of us take this, we can try and force a fight here. Well done. And they weren't even ready. You guys got the dragon. Perfect. Okay, now that we have the dragon, where do we go? We want to open up the map as much as possible and ideally put pressure on bottom, right? The closest is mid, so I would say hit mid as long as you can. Dahaka is assuming Dahaka can like siege equally here, right? I would hit mid. But you have the two conundrums here. Bottom is usually the win condition on this map, and so you want to make sure that you have camps and everything pushing through here, so if these structures are dead, you have a greater chance of winning because you have the 3 camps that will help you push for victory. So getting this bottom camp is huge. This bottom building is huge. I also understand that you only have 8 seconds before you being dead, and so you should take what's free while you can. If Dahaka's already going to be down here pushing this lane, the rest of you guys can clean up this lane, knock down the wall, and then look to force 5 down here. So let's see how you do it. Wall. I love it. Well done. Okay. Okay. When in the dragon, the next question. Are we looking for kills? Are we looking for siege? Because we just kicked Varian. Which isn't bad, right? Kicking the tank away is either a peel or to help your team siege. Backwards doesn't really do either. Because now, we still haven't seen Varian in a while. That's a good tongue, that's a cleanse. There's Gib. Whether you guys know it or not, you have just seen the weakness of putting your tank in the dragon. So you had no ways to initiate because Sodium was in the dragon. You had no ways to peel outside of a kick, which really doesn't help you get kills or help you siege. If Jimmy would have been in the dragon, or Jaina, being the more, squishy target, would have been in the dragon, which either one of your 2 DPS can siege better, should be in the dragon. Or you can put Sugarman in the dragon, right? Like, not that Sugar can't do stuff, but, like, he'll be able to help you CC and get additional kills, too, off of a shield. So I probably would have put Jimmy in the dragon. And then you would have had Sodium out to be able to peel, get kills, or do something. But we pretty much ran into this issue where, like, we're dancing here at the wall, and we can't push up because we don't know if they're flanking. And then the only peel we have is a tongue and a kick. So, just something to think about when you get the dragon, who's in the dragon. That's a cool looking ISO. Yeah, killing Blaze is really hard because his bunker's like instant. It's a good idea. Okay, so we blew 2 ults there. Yeah, this camp was a little greedy. We're probably going to have to give that. Oh, Dahaka was able to dig back in. Okay, maybe we can fight this. Oh my gosh, the pile. We're just slowly going to die, aren't we? Yep. Okay, let's quickly look at this and see if it's worth and if it's dangerous. So number 1, we're starting this camp. So we're starting this camp down 2 ults, no energy, no mana. Right? Okay. If you want to wall Sodium, right, like wall to make sure they can't get in, be a little bit further over. Just a little. Right? Because then your flashlight can see the range and dismount. So because of how far over you were, you didn't see that he was actually coming in the way. So once he's coming in the way, you can flashlight and someone on the team needs to make the call. You don't want to fight because Dr. J cannot literally cast any of his abilities, and he just used Blizzard on the minions, right? Dahaka just backed. Dahaka does have dig, but do you have ults to fight? Right? Because you can't engage, you can't pick. You're going to be standing still as a wall. Like, if you stand still here as a wall, sure. But, like, once they get on the point, like, or they get to your back line, there's not a lot that you can do. They've now placed their banner. All of them have 20 armor. You don't want to fight in the banner. Dahaka dug deep, thinking that, hey, I can get a flank, right? She blazes out. Oh, our focus fire was just so low. And then Orphea just got to wreck. That's so unfortunate. If we wanted that camp, we needed everyone to be hitting the camp, or we needed Dahaka's extra damage. I don't think this is communicated, because I'm pretty sure Dahaka was doing offlane things, being like, I have to back and catch soak. So he started backing. And then we're like, we can take the camp. We have time. Yes, you have time, but we didn't like give space. Right? Like if every single person Okay, if every single person right now, all 4 of you, are hitting this camp, you can probably complete it in time. But then, like, that's why I said Dahaka. Dahaka hitting it 2 times with his W. That camp's dead. And you get away with the camp. But the fact that you're just 1 damage short meant this was too risky to take. So. Alright, bygones be bygones. And then we take a fight with low resources, no ults. You dance as long as you can, and you die. Okay. They get the bottom building for free because we're all dead. Yep. And then do they continue or do they walk away? Brightwing's already gone top. Brightwing just showed on the minimap, so Brightwing's going to TP in for the dragon. They're playing for dragon. 20s plus dragon. Everyone just rezzed. Dragon's pretty much already theirs. If they time it right, they did. Yep, that's pretty much game. Their core siege. Did Lunara go PvE talent? It looks like she did. Yeah. And Blaze's PvE too. And Orpheus in the dragon. Yeah, you guys probably, if they just run straight at core, I don't think you can do anything. But it looks like they're going to go mid, because why not? Kill things. Let's kill things. So, oh wow. Did we blow shield there? Who is shield on? Okay. So, when we are in a lose-lose last-ditch situation, right? Because effectively, at this point, we're down talent tiers. It's a lose-lose. We need to find the fight that makes sense, and we need to surprise them. Or we need to catch them when they're being cocky and overextended. Okay. So at this time right now, this is cute. I don't mind looking, right? Like, we got to look for something. But even if you get it, Sugar, who's going to help you? Right? Like, look at our angles. Like, there's nothing to gain from getting the tongue here. I would rather you wait on that type of tongue here to follow up on your team when we get the initiation from the shield, right? Like, that's our win condition. We blow the shield, we throw our ults at the target, and everything dies. So let's see if we can... So the clump happens. There's the Brightwing. That's our target, right? That's the one we talked about. We want to blow up Brightwing if we can, right? So Dahaka's not on the same side able to help. The dragon's going to punt somebody here. I don't know. It looks like it might be on medic. Right? So, like, if we're going all in on this attack, we need to be all in. Hyperion comes out, which is good. I agree. Here comes the Blessed Shield. So the Blessed Shield's hitting. They hit the Brightwing, right? That's the right target. We're fighting under their armor, unfortunately. So that's 20% reduced damage, but you don't really get a choice. Jimmy was kicked. So you still have a chance to maybe burst Brightwing, but it was going to be hard. And we have nothing. So, is Joe just dead over here? Yep, Joe got kicked. She's dead. Okay. So, I think seeing the medic stim thing, that we're not looking for a deep fight. We're looking to just stall for 20s. Like this, as I'm like, when you have no choice, you have to go in deep. Like, you make the deep play and everyone goes in, but we were super staggered. Like, you guys melted that dragon, right? Like, I don't think you needed to necessarily force behind the dragon at that point, being this close to 20. Oh, and you get stunned out. That's unfortunate. Yep, staggered deaths. It's over. Okay, GG's. So to me, my first question is, is, did you get the value out of your Dahaka that you wanted? Because typically, people play this map in 3 different ways. They play what's called a 4-1, which is a rotating 4-man, which rotates, middle bot, and they just try and out-duel, out-camp. Like, they're always together as 4 getting things done. And then their off-laner never leaves the top lane, and just kind of much they duke it out, and they have a sustainable off-laner, and sometimes he can come do the camp, right? That's like a 4-1. Then there's a 1-3-1, where you have an off-laner, and then an anchor, someone that plays down here, and then a rotating 3-man that supports the different spots on the map as needed, whether it be rotating down to bottom to fight their 4 every once in a while, rotating up to top to get a gank, rotating to do this camp on cooldown, rotating to do this camp, right? Like, and the idea is you have control and vision of what's there. I think you guys actually can win this game with a few minor tweaks to your game plan and your initiations, right? Like, if we're looking to invade with the Dahaka and use the +1, we need to be communicating Blaze is top, right? Like, Dahaka and Blaze are fighting. Blaze is top. Okay, let's look for a fight, right? This bottom camp here was a good call, was a good fight. Dahaka unfortunately dug here instead of like down here, right? And we didn't start this camp together, and so that was there. But that's an example of like, this is how we win, is by using the global to force 5v4s, or by using the global to put pressure on the buildings and showing up when we need to. And so without having a true engage on our team outside of a Joe shield, we need to play effectively what's called an all-in. And so when you're all in, as soon as the Joe shield comes out, we throw all of our buttons and something needs to die. And so in my opinion, Water Elemental is not the right ult to go with this. Water Elemental is used a lot of the times to slow down a specific target, or to sick on someone that's squishy that you can just put it on. So Water Elemental here doesn't lock down or slow down anybody. It's going to help you get your ice block, sure. But if we're playing Wombo combo, like all-ins with the Blow Joe Blessed Shield, Ring here is guaranteed to hit 2 players. Right? Like, even here, this isn't the best time to use it, but just even here as an example when we use Blessed Shield and they were all clumped, right? Blessed Shield comes out right here. That's a 3-man ring. Right? Is it perfect? No. But that's a 3-man ring. It's like compared to Water Elemental, which it's hard to track Water Elemental's damage, but look what Water Elemental's currently doing. Right? It chased a Varian and it shot that. Like, it just doesn't bring enough inside of a Wombo burst. Right? Like, Water Elemental's for dueling, Water Elemental's for like splitting off fights, and for specifically stopping people from being annoying. So one example, you can take Water Elemental into Zeratul. Because once Zeratul blinks in, that Water Elemental just stays on him, and is a constant harass, keeps him constantly revealed, and has a chance to help get chill stacks on him so you can root him, freeze him, do things. That's fine. Who are you going to put this on that's going to make a burden? Right? Once Varian's in, he's in. So he's not really leaving. He has Blaze to help secondary peel with a bunker. So I personally would have gone Ring. So, just to follow up on the Wombo. So, yeah, I think you need to make sure as you're drafting for the map, draft for the win condition that you want. Because Joe is a strong tank. Yes, I agree. Joe is a lot of the time first pick worthy. Not because of the tank, but because of her flexibility. You drafted a Joe. You drafted a low to no CC medic. Right? And so you kind of have this weird interaction of, I need support. Right? And then Jaina's like, I need support. And then Jimmy's like, I need support. So a wall tank makes sense. We're going to wall and not let them get through us. But then Dahaka's like, I'm going in deep. Right? Or I want to force 4v5s. So I think if you stick to your game plan and force those 4v5s, you'll be okay. I don't know. I think you just needed one more CC or something in here, in your group, whether it be Ring or something like that. So, okay. And then Brightwing into Jaina is also very hard too. Just because Brightwing can take Critical Mist. Oh, she didn't even take it. I don't know this Brightwing off the top of my head. I do know the CCS group, so I will find it. Lulu, I will come and find you in the CCS Discord and shame you. Shame. You take Critical Mist into Jaina every time. It's literally free heals. Jaina always slows on all of her abilities, and so Critical Mist, you heal everybody 376, and it's bonus 140% if they are hit by a disable. As slow as a disable. Especially if Jaina takes Ring, right? Like, that's effectively Jaina can't take Ring into you. Because if you use Critical Mist, the Jaina Ring is negated. So, I will come shame you later, Lulu. Alright, back to the review. Let's finish up. So, talent-wise, I actually don't know Medic at all. So, I'm just going to 100% ignore it. Biggest thing about Medic is there was 2 times you got taunted early, Cranky, that you needed to just position a little bit better. So, don't force grenade shenanigans. Play safe. Keep your people healed. Joe things, glare, D. I'm glad you did take the movement speed here. You needed the movement speed. Would the reduction, what is it, the Q slow? I guess this is okay. If you're still learning, Joe, this is okay. I would have rather had the Q slow here. Everything else is fine. So Jaina things, you took chill. Wait. Dr. J, wait. Dr. J, you committed the #1 Jainason. Okay, you have to take one of the 2 mana talents. So Jaina has to take Fingers of Frost or Arcane Intellect. You have to. That's the only way that Jaina has mana. You have to take one of those 2. Okay? Effectively, what you just did is, besides shortcutting your own mana, you also just gave up 20% spell power. Sorry, 10% spell power. You took a longer chill, which is okay, right? Like, you can take the longer chill, but again, longer chill into what? Like, Varian is going to taunt and blow up somebody. If it's you, your chill doesn't matter. Longer chill into Orphea. Orphea has dodge. Longer chill into Brightwing. Brightwing's got teleports. Longer chill into Pony. Pony can ha away. They also have Bunker to cleanse the chill. So I don't think this is right. It should have been Fingers of Frost. I don't mind you taking physical armor here. But again, who's physically attacking you? There isn't, like, Orphea does physical damage and Pony does physical damage. But whatever you want to do. I think I personally would have taken the standard Jaina build, which is Fingers of Frost and then Frostbolt Shard, and abuse the fact that you can wave clear without using your Blizzard. So you have Blizzard available to camp or Blizzard available to put it on Varian every time he steps up to try and taunt someone. So if you're not familiar with the hack, I will show you quickly at the end here on how to use the Q4. I say hack, but it's not a hack. I'm good with this. Unless you were the camper. If you're the camper, you're Ice Fury Wand. Again, I talked about Ring. I think getting shields is fine. Well, yeah, it's fine. I don't know which one I would have taken. It would have depended on how pressured I was throughout the game. But I don't mind you taking shields over this if you, A, don't feel comfortable pushing another button, and B, if you're dying. If you feel like you're dying, then obviously shields help. I think Root's good. Obviously, it's hard into Brightwing, but I think, unfortunately, there's no one else on your team, unless Dahaka took it. Dahaka did take the Armor Rip. Okay, so someone on your team had Armor Rip. Yours would have been easier to use, especially with more ease. Either way, I'm glad someone on your team took Armor Rip, but I would have taken the Root with the Ring, right? So that way they're stunned longer in their location longer. With Water Elemental here, I would have been okay with armor reduction too, and then Dahaka could have taken his other 16 talent. Did we get far enough to where people could pick 20s? I don't think you did. If you did, it didn't matter. Okay, let's look at Dahaka real quick. Dahaka went Essence. Okay. Okay. I think that 7 is wrong. Sorry, the 4 is what was wrong. Holy crap. Okay. This talent, Sugar, is stupid. It's literally broken. You there is no other 4 on Dahaka. Just flat out there is not. Because not only do you now have you now damage, you have a slow, you have invisibility, and you reduce the cooldown of your bro. It does it all. Right? Like, even if you're sitting here going tanky to box the blaze, right? You don't need more essence from minions. Like, you don't need more. Like, you're gonna be ganking and doing stuff. So, Lurker Strain. I think Feeding Frenzy is the correct talent here too. I don't know. Like, you didn't go full. Like, you didn't go full W build to make this make sense to me. Because, like, usually if you take W here, it's because you want constant spell armor uptime, and then you're going to be constantly lowering their armor or constantly doing more damage, right? And then you're going to be in the back line being a nuisance with it being invincible with spell armor. But this team here will taunt you. So I don't like this. I would have taken Feeding Frenzy to get you a couple more Qs, and a couple more Qs maybe messes up Blaze and screws up some of his getaways, or helps you in your battles up top, or you can like drag him into your towers. Isolation's fine. You had a couple good ones there to make plays. Once again, I'm glad someone on your team has armor rip. I think it should have been Jaina, and so if it was Jaina, you probably could have went the AA talent here for attack damage. Telling Claws is fine. It's pretty strong, especially when paired with Lurker Strain. It's even better. All right, cool. Well, best of luck on your next one, guys. I think the 2 takeaways for me is focus on your win condition and then play together. There was at least 2 or 3 times where you guys made plays and you weren't together, and that makes it very difficult. So I'll catch you on the next one. Good luck, Roosters.